I was an HGV driver for years and years and years. Some of the big lorries, and you try and get into a little place like this, and I would get in where nobody else could get in, and I can't believe you got in there, you know. I was good. And it was easy for me. I didn't have to think. It was just normal.
I brought up 5 children and I'm very independent.
I stopped working in the city, but I had a really good career.
I was a councillor for 12 years in Lewisham Borough. I was a Liberal Democrat. Yeah. And at the moment, I'm still able to do my lecturing of computer science, how to write code in computing. It does worry me that I will eventually have to stop.
I used to work for BSW Heating, it's a heating company, you know, for boilers and stuff like that. But I also done karaoke and DJ on the side as well. I love doing that. I still love it. I miss it.
You used to be a phlebotomist.
That's it, yeah.
Wow. I used to take it into ladies' houses.
Wow.
and do it, and then come out, and because it's all done, and then I go off and do someone else's. And I mean, I loved the work that I'd done as well. It didn't worry me, because I thought, oh well, it's got to be done, and that's it.
She was just the person that kept the house together. She did everything, the cooking, the cleaning, looking after us all. So that was over 45 years, and now it's my turn to look after her, because now, sadly, she can't make a cup of tea.
I knew I had something wrong with me, because I was like, I put my cup down and it would fall, and I was running my own business as a designer, and I was struggling with paperwork, struggling with the screen. Everything seemed quite hard going, you know, locking myself out and things like this.
You've got no choice. It's like a war or something. It's there, it's happening. The only thing I can control is the way I react to it, and that's the key. I can be miserable, or I can think dark thoughts, but what good will that do? And I think, oh, laughing's good.
I mean, I'll be the first to admit that I would try and cover things up, like, 'cause I was always losing things, losing my fun.
When I was first diagnosed, I just didn't want to be on this planet anymore. The thought of my children having to nurse me and everything. But then 3 months later of learning more about it, because you do think it's an old person's thing. I thought that. I kept saying I haven't got dementia. There's no way I've got dementia. I'm going through the menopause. I was using lots of different excuses, yeah.
I got my diagnosis at 41. I've got 9 children that are mine biologically. I've also got 5 stepchildren that are mine. So it made me feel really sad. That's the one word I can describe it. It made me feel sad and just thinking, they're wrong. But you do come to terms with it. I mean, I think I cope really well. I think, it's something that I've accepted now. There can be days where it's like, it can really get to me when I just think, but that's days when I'm not really doing much or I'm not that active.
It's just simple things like I go out and water in the garden at night, and after I've done 2-3 watering canfuls, the only time I can remember what I've done is if the plant's wet or not.
I used to be really good at numbers and I'm not. Like change, I can pay for something, go out shopping, and I think I've short-changed or I haven't paid for it. I can't cook anymore because I apparently leave the cooker on and stuff like that, so...
And also, like, I see Ian at least twice a week, and some of the others twice, maybe 3 times a week. And I wouldn't feel worried if I asked Ian or Dave or Chris, oh, did we do this yesterday? Because they're going to be in the same boat as you. They might remember it, might not.
They might remember what you don't remember.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
I used to be very good at remembering all the words for lots of different things. And the fact that now, if it's a word that's something I've talked about recently for a long time, I forget it. Basic words, and that depresses me. Because I used to be very good at things like that. I used to be very good at quizzes. For example, I used to know all the names of all the countries in the world.
It's basically affects spatial awareness. So, which can be a bit strange at times. It's hard to describe it because, for example, if I'm walking along on a pavement and it's been raining and there's a puddle, to me and my brain is telling me that's a hole, and if you're not careful, you're going to go down that hole because it's black, like a black hole.
Our lives really have not changed too much since Matthew's diagnosis, and the reason for that is that we've lived with Matthew's diagnosis of early onset Parkinson's for 24 years.
It's the short-term memory loss. Twice recently, I've gone out without my Oyster card or freedom password, so I had to pay to get the bus. So now I've got a small whiteboard put on the front door for take bus pass.
Everyday terminology becomes that much more difficult. I did used to have, I'd go, look, love, you've just done that. But now I've learned, no, leave her. She's not doing any harm. She's in her world and she's trying to survive in mine. And I've just got to make that pathway that much easier for her.
It's things like coordination and the speed control of you. Say if you go to put your hand somewhere, your mind thinks it's already there before it's got there, so I have to sort of think about it and then slow down till I've actually done it. But you have to think about it a bit more.
I think if we look around us as a group, a lot of us have had shift work, and so a lot of us have had interrupted sleep patterns. I think that's an attributing pointer.
Possibly.
Mine's triggered by an operation that went wrong. And so, yeah, it's medically induced. Something happened and I had to have 2 operations in a short space of time because the first one went wrong. And yeah, definitely did something because only then did I start having issues.
And then that's what boils into a frustration and anger.
Yeah.
Because you're frustrated with yourself, but you can't do it. So you get annoyed and you become angry.
Yeah.
Now I've gone from being a wife to being a carer. It's very, very stressful.
There's this one big lump of something in the corner that's called Alzheimer's, and I'm part of it, whether I like it or not. Sometimes I cry, sometimes I don't, but most of the time I don't. But it's just hard. I'm crying now because I didn't know this would happen to me.
Time, 1, 2, 3, 4. Echo in time. Echo, that's the head, Tookie. Echo in Tookie, and that's the hand.
So YODA started in May 2021. And basically it was because I felt really passionate about having a service provision for people who were under 65 and had young onset dementia. After diagnosis, a lot of people feel like, is that it? Like, what about all the things I was looking forward to? What about, I'm still young, I still had my life ahead of me. And so YODA just makes them feel like, actually, I'm still important. I still have a contribution to make. And people care. And the whole service is managed on donations.
I think the best thing is meeting other people like yourself.
Yeah.
And knowing that you can come and talk and you'll get help, or you might have a problem and you'll go to somebody and say, I had that problem 6 months ago. Or, they can point you in the right direction.
And we're more open, aren't we, now than we used to be, I think, amongst ourselves.
Yeah, I think...
Not outside. Still sometimes you're a little bit wary, but with us, because we're all having different types of things, but the same sort of thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you can then relate to it. Do you see what I mean?
I think the group's very welcoming as well. It's very open to new people coming in.
What are the things you've done with the group that you didn't think you could do?
Everything. Everything that I thought I couldn't do, I've done. And that's it, in a nutshell. You know, I'm gregarious anyway. I'm not scared of climbing up walls or jumping over a fence or whatever. Not as long as I'm safe. But that's just, you know, especially with that, the feeling of love around. So it sounds like I'm being melodramatic. I'm not, because I know what this group's done for me.
We're all quite happy to go out and make a prat of ourselves, and we're not worried about doing it.
Yeah. Basically. Yeah.
All the things, doing the acrobat class, doing lots of things, lots of activities have been great, really good.
But this YODA thing it saved my life. The best thing about it is that we all get out together. That's massively important. You know, if not the most important thing. Like we all take the mickey out of each other getting on the bus and, like, you know, elbows and, yeah. It's just been brilliant.
But I enjoy coming. Yeah, I really enjoy coming. It's the best thing. We all are going through the same thing together. So if we make a mistake, it doesn't matter. We're not correcting each other, and so it does lift me up.
People come and they talk different things, and I stay and enjoy it. And they go, you know, I like it.
I am so.
I like it.
I like it.
Yes, now we are friends, but we don't know each other before. But
yes,
from here, we know each other now.
No. And it's a thing because I'm very ill at Christmas, and the first time I came back, everyone was so happy to see me and to welcome me back into the group. That really cheered me up.
Since he's been coming to YODA, it's actually given him the ability to socialise. It gives him the confidence to be his own person as much as he can be.
Oh, it's great. It's great. It's been very, very rewarding. Something I would never have joined such a group. I would have never. The great thing though is all the people here are from so many different backgrounds and ways of walks of life, and I would normally probably never have met most of them, and this is much better than any medicine in a bottle. Yeah, this is more helpful. The camaraderie, that's good, but it's mainly because we do things and doing things together, and a lot of it is joking, and I like that. That's very important.
The kind of dementia might be different. You know, for example, there are people here with Lewy body, for example. It's different, but the carers are experiencing the same emotions. So it's wonderful because this group is just so valuable.
I am so worried that one day I know I will have to go into care. And the majority of people that go with young dementia go into care homes, not dementia homes, which is completely different. We're not old, but they're being put into old people's homes.
I think we're a time bomb. Because I think there's so many of us and we are hidden. And like us as a generation, we're going to live to our late 70s, early 80s. And we're only 60.
You know, I don't know how people who get a young onset dementia diagnosis in other parts of the country where this isn't available, I have no idea how awful that must be, and it must be.
And when I was first diagnosed, I did go to a group. It was older people, and they were talking about things like Max Bygraves, and we'll sing these songs, and I was sitting there and they're like, join in. I'm like, I don't know it. It was before my time.
This is a very difficult illness because the person looks normal, sounds normal, and it can happen to anybody at any time. But at the same time, there is so much that you can actually do. For example, Matthew has got his mobility. he still can talk, he still can do lots of other things and activities, which I think this YODA group has shown.
For me, I would like them to understand that it's part of life. What can happen to a human being? You can be anything today. Tomorrow, you can change. Life changes for a human.
But other than that, I'm still, Deb. Yeah, it's a scatty version of Deb, but Deb.
We have probably equal numbers of YODA members and also people who are carers, drivers, whatever, in actual fact, who are more just supporters of the people who've actually come with dementia. And most of the dementia members are quite quiet when they arrive. By the time they go home, you wouldn't know who had got dementia and who was actually a supporter, because they are that comfortable in their surroundings and well supported that they feel confident, and the dementia doesn't act as a hindrance at all to them.
So I want them to have fun, I want them to go away feeling energised and excited and inspired and empowered, happy. Yeah, feel like they've had a good day.
The labels are worse than the actual thing. Never underestimate the power of the person who has it, because I think a lot of people with illnesses in the first world give up very easily, and that's the problem for me. They get a label, they assume the worst when they don't have to do that, and they just must start to live and not give up.
It's not the end.
Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3, and. Bella mama,